Hi and welcome back. I'm Jody.
I'm John Wayne.
And welcome to day 7 of our 30-day Mind Works Challenge. Today we're talking about setting goals and or a vision, because goals communicate to ourselves and to others the belief that we are capable of overcoming obstacles. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes.
Excellent.
I'm buying into your plan. And I actually remember when I was knocking doors, we would sit down every Monday and we would write out our goals for the week, for the month, for the year. Every Monday we'd write out these goals, and then every Friday I'd come back and look at my sheet. I'd be like, damn, I'm not making any of these. And if I'm not making my weekly goals, then I surely wasn't making my monthly goals, which meant I wasn't making my yearly goals, and I just was overwhelmed. I thought it was pointless.
Yeah, it definitely gets frustrating.
Exactly. And what I realized now is that what I was doing back then was actually backwards. And it comes down to the wise old tale of these 3 monks.
The 3 monks.
Oh, wow. And these 3 monks, they always go on these journeys up in the mountains. A spiritual journey, if you will. What they do is they go on a spiritual journey, and it takes days. And what happens is, one time this young punk monk decides that he wants to go with these older monks. And he goes on this journey with them, but what he does is he keeps on looking at the peak of this mountain. And as he's going up the mountain, he's just looking at the peak. I have to get up there, I have to get up there, I have to beat everybody else. And he's getting tired and overwhelmed, and pretty soon he's just frustrated, and he's sick, so he gives up.
Right.
He goes home, and these 3 chunky monks who are old,
Wiser.
overweight, they can actually go all the way up. They look at the peak as their destination.
Right.
And they're enjoying the journey on the way up there. They're looking at the flowers and the trail and the trees.
Right, because for them the peak is more like a guide to making sure that they're on the right path.
Exactly.
They watch the peak and then they can enjoy the here and now, which is so important about our goals. A lot of times we think, oh, when I get this promotion or when I get this, then I'll be happy, or then this will happen for me.
Right.
But it's about setting goals that you can actually enjoy the journey as much as the destination. Because it's not so much about having goals, or as much as attaining goals as it is as having goals.
Exactly.
I mean, it's good to attain your goals, but if you have a nice big goal, you're going to get somewhere close in the meantime, as long as it keeps you in the right direction.
Right, exactly.
And then you don't get overwhelmed, like you were saying.
And it's about extrinsic and intrinsic, right?
Right.
Is that-
Extrinsic
Okay, extrinsic.
and intrinsic.
Intrinsic.
There you go. So, exactly. Extrinsic goals are things such as the size of your bank account and your social status. And intrinsic goals are things such as personal growth and your connection to others. And research has shown that if your goals are primarily intrinsically derived and driven, then you're more likely to be happy and enjoy the journey and enjoy the experience of the goals. Whereas if you're doing it purely for like social status or to please others, then your goals become more of a have to as opposed to a want to.
Exactly. But the one cool thing is, if you do choose on an intrinsic level, and when you get up to reach those big goals, I mean, chances are you'll have a social status or something.
Yeah, exactly.
A big bank account.
Life is a little bit about balance, and it's about just so many things are going to be both extrinsic and intrinsic.
Exactly.
But as long as your primary focus is more meaningful in a sense, like it's more about personal growth and connection to others as opposed to the size of your bank account initially, although that is nice as well, it just tends to be more fulfilling.
Exactly. So what we're going to do is we're going to go right up to the peak of our mountain. We're going to break that down. What we did was break it down into 5 areas of our life.
Right.
Spirituality, career,
Right.
entertainment,
Right.
health,
Relationship.
and relationships. And we just write these big visions. What do I want to achieve into each one of these? Now I have like a list of like 100 things that I want to achieve in each of these 5 areas. Jody Lee has a little different way of doing it. She's going to tell us exactly how that breaks down, but they break down the same way.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the other thing to just quickly make a little note of, is that goal setting is like anything. It's like exercise. If you haven't done it for a long time or it's your first time, you wouldn't suggest going to the gym and benching 450 pounds right away.
Raw. Yeah.
So start slow, start small. As you do this, you'll be able to, you can change your goals. That's the beauty. I used to get overwhelmed with goals thinking like, oh my God, I can't set these because if I don't achieve them or I change my mind, then I'm a failure.
Right.
Failure is feedback, my friends.
That's why we're working with the dream though. We're working with
Exactly.
the dream right away. First thing, dream.
Vision. So exactly. So you pick your 5 categories, and for each category, you take the time. It takes a few hours,
Yeah.
at least a couple hours. You start with your long-term goal, which I like to do from 1 to 30 years. And I like to put a date on it so I have an idea. Is this something I want to accomplish in 1 year or 10 years, etc. And these are things that you should really, really want, as opposed to things that you have to do to get a certain social status or please others. So those are your long-term goals. Things that you really, really want from 1 to 30 years. Next section, short-term goals. Now your short-term goals are what do you have to do in the next year, month, or day to accomplish that long-term goal. And really just break it down for yourself. Then the action plan. And the action plan is what do you have to do in the next day or month to accomplish both the short-term goal and the long-term goal.
Beautiful.
Just like that.
And it's about creating rituals for yourself.
Yes, daily rituals.
Once you
habits.
find out what you want, especially with your vision, and you break it down, like, hey, this is what I want. Now it's time to make some decisions.
Right,
What are some things in my life that I can cut out?
right.
Can I cut down on TV? Can I cut down on some Facebook use?
Yeah, because we can always find time in the day. If we have time to, like you said, go on Facebook and watch TV, then we have time to read a book for an hour for fun.
Right.
That we enjoy, or things like that for our personal growth.
Exactly. So we're going to be making decisions. This is what we're really getting into, is how to make decisions, how to stick to those decisions, and do it on your own. You can do it on your own. That's the beauty of it. And this all relates back to our life wheel. We're at the lowest category.
Right.
We're trying to build that up. We're making a plan to make that expand so that every area of our life can expand. We can all have a lot of self-esteem, deal with all of our emotions, know why we're happy. That's the most important part, is to know why you're going through things or what causes you to go through things.
Yeah, exactly.
So that being said, today's video is about setting goals. Let's set some goals. We got a vision laid out for ourselves. You lay one out for yourself, you'll be ready to roll, we promise.
Yeah, take some time. You'll enjoy it. It actually feels good when you finally get into the process and get it done.
Exactly. So until next time, you are fabulous.
Thank you. So are you.
Ciao.